Hey there, it's Pete over at the Sampleist, and today we are checking out the Evolution Indie Rock from Orange Tree Samples. Orange Tree Samples are back yet again with yet another iconic guitar release. This time it is the turn of the Fender Jaguar. As a guitarist, this is really exciting because it has such a unique sound, and Fender Jaguars aren't the kind of guitars you're just going to pop out and buy and sling in the back of your studio and keep it as a day-to-day guitar. It is very, very specialist, and of course they are perfect for indie rock music. To have this in my DAW is something I never really thought would happen, so I really cannot wait to check this one out. The Evolution Indie Rock guitar downloads at 4.38 gigabytes, and it's been recorded in 24-bit resolution. It is made for the Contact player, so the free Contact player, and it is also NKS compatible. So I've been using it with a Native Instruments Control S61 Mark III, and the integration has been absolutely seamless. It is a joy to use. Currently it is on sale for $139, and that will go up to $179 after the intro period has ended. And Orange Tree Samples is going to announce it right away. Have sent us 5 licenses for the Evolution Indie Rock, so we are launching our Orange Tree Samples Evolution Indie Rock giveaway extravaganza. So all you got to do is follow the gleam.io link at the bottom of this video in the description, and then just pop over there, do a couple of tasks and submit your entries, and just await to see if you're one of our lucky winners. So thank you so much to Orange Tree Samples for that, and of course thank you for sending over a copy of the library so we can make this video. While we do get the libraries for free, it does not in any way cloud our thoughts, ideas or judgments. We are just working composers giving you our honest opinion on the libraries that we are lucky enough to receive and make videos on. In this video we're going to check out the sounds of Evolution Indie Rock. We're going to have a quick overview of how the instrument works, and then of course I've thrown it into the all-important composition task. So without further ado, let's just jump straight in. And here we have the Evolution Indie Rock from Orange Tree Samples loaded up in the Native Instruments Complete Control player. I've gone for the full screen view. There is no tab on the left hand side, no browser going on, because it's a single NKI instrument. You can access all of the snapshots or the presets from the drop down menu at the top. However, we're going to use the Bitto Crunch preset to understand how the instrument works. And of course, we will dive into some of the presets just to get an idea of the variety of sounds that you get from this instrument. So the Evolution Indie Rock, if you've ever used any Orange Tree Samples instruments, you'll be right at home. But if not, let's just hear what it sounds like out of the box. Okay, so it sounds like a guitar. And having played a Fender Jaguar, it is a brilliant representation. It sounds absolutely perfect. Very iconic, as I keep saying. But the sampling is really, really clean. However, I'm playing it straight out of the box, so there are some real basic controls to make it sound more realistic. The first one is we have vibrato on the mod wheel. Okay, and then of course you can do string bends using the pitch bend wheel. And I can go in full guitarist fashion and play this D and go up to the E using a just push all the way of the pitch bend wheel. Then add some vibrato. It sounds beautiful. Now, if you want to check out those kind of controls, please go to the Orange Tree Samples website because the demos are amazing. in real time, I'm not the best controller of these libraries in terms of... I mean, that wasn't bad, to be honest. But yeah, they're really, really expressive. Now, the other thing that makes these incredibly realistic are all of the articulations. So while we can see... the notes on the neck at the top, and I need to bring the module down because it has lots of vibrato. We have all of these different articulations. So this one was actually set up already with just sustain and palm mute. So sustain, if I play and hold down, well, play the notes above 70 velocity. Then you get sustain. If I play it lighter, we get the palm mutes. So you can control these in any manner of way that you want to. So all of these different ways to trigger them. But I am just going to stick with key switches. So I'm just going to bring my controller down. So we have mute. Then we've got harmonic, or harmonics. Whoops. I can put vibrato on those. Okay, so got to make sure I'm triggering the harmonic. Whoops. Brilliant. And they're harmonics on every single note. So, very, very cool. Got squeal. Okay, so with more distorted tones, that really, really squeals. And again, you can have vibrato on there. Lovely stuff. And let's just go a bit further down. Grace note up. Oh, sorry. Grace note down. Buzz trill. Whole step slide in. And then whole slap. Can't speak tonight. Whole step hammering. So it's amazing how much has been sampled. Velocity slide. Sounds like legato going on there. It's very, very cool. Quarter note slide. Eighth note slide. Very, very cool. And then we have 16th note slide. Release slide down. And then we've got octaves. Just trying to find where the octaves are. And power chord. Oh, yeah, yeah. So, octaves are down here. I mean, it's really cool that the notes are there on the fretboard. But that's impossible to play. On the E string, you separate that over 2 strings and double stop. But yeah, that sounds great. And then we have power chords. Yeah, sound brilliant. So that's all of the articulations. Really, really straightforward to use. Now, if we have the strum patterns as well, so I'm just going to go back up. Okay, so back onto the sustains and palm mute. Now, if we go into strums, you can trigger. There's a green key. For some reason, my colours aren't appearing on contact, but there's a green key. And all I've got to do is hold down a chord. And it will strum for you. And you've got all of these different presets. And of course, these are tempo synced to your DAW. So you get these really, really cool performances. And you can create your own if you would like to. And you can save them to these different banks. So you can just... I'm just going to load something completely random. There we go. And how's that sound? I don't know. I mean, it wasn't the best example. It's very, very quick, but it's really, really easy to throw in something. And you can just, yeah, just add whatever you want, really. Yeah. And you can save these as well. So very, very cool. Nice. So that's a strummer. So you get, again, realistic performances. Then we've got the chord function. Now, by default, the chords are disabled. Okay. However, if we have held notes only, and I hold down one of the yellow keys, so I play the chord in, got D major, and G, C. So it just generates a chord based on this, and then, well, it's based on what you're holding down. So I just held down a D triad, and it created a D triad. And you've got two yellow keys, so you can do strum patterns. Now, if I hold down the same D triad, it's actually playing 5 notes. Because now I'm on automatic chords, it will just generate an automatic chord voicing for me. And then chord voicings, you can teach it yourself, like your own chords. So there's a classic E major bar chord, D, up to E. So you got all of these new sort of chords you can teach it, which is very, very useful. So that's the chord player. Now then you got the tone, so you got all of these different effects. I mean, there are effects coming out of your ears, for example. I don't know what I said, for example. But you know, lots of different settings for reverbs, different cabinets, depending on the preset you're using, but you can, there's lots of really cool things. I mean, that's just the different wah pedals available. So my wah pedal isn't there. Just gonna put that out there. It's not a bad thing. But yeah, so there's lots of onboard effects, and these are the different cabs, different distortions. There we go. Got the different cabinets there. Oh no, different reverbs, and then the cabinets are here. I did play around with these. The rectified cab sounds just like a Mesa Boogie, and you can kind of see that they're not named exactly as expected, but they are like all classic amp models. So you can change the sounds really, really easily, and then you got the setup, so you can change the guitar pickup, You can blend them as well. I think we're in a chord mode. Yes, we are. So if I want to go neck, I want to go bridge, just be a bit brighter. So you can change the guitar signal, got double track, which is why this sounds so good straight in the mix. You don't have to mess around with panning. I have, because I've already done the composition. I did mess around with panning for, a bit of fun, because that's what I do when I record live guitars, and I do talk about that a little bit later. However, yes, you have double track, and you can go up to quad track or single. Then we've got more track output, so it auto pans everything, so you get that really, really gorgeous natural sound. More track humanization. So this is why if you just copy the MIDI and do hard left, hard right, it won't work. But it has built in double tracking or quad tracking or triple tracking. It will auto pan it for you, and it will give you humanization. So normally when you do guitars, you will record one to the left and then do a separate recording for the one to the right. You never just copy and paste. So you got that built in. Amazing. Pick style, economy picking, my favorite style of picking, purely because my alternate picking is not up to scratch anymore. Yeah, and I mean, even pick modeling. I actually pick more over the neck, so I'd have it like that. Pick variants. Totally change the sound. Pick noise amount. I'm just going to turn that off. So back to default. Dynamic morphing, velocity curve. You can adjust that. Yeah. MIDI guitar mode, cafe position, alternate tuning. It's got everything you need. I'm only halfway down. Obviously, you can change the guitar sounds if you want to. You've got the legato ranges, bend mode. You can adjust the bend. I mean, you can do some crazy bends just for fun. Let's just see how far we can go. I feel like I got my Digitap whammy pedal. Yeah, which I use when I'm doing gigs and I just want to do something a bit different. So we've got all of these different controls. I mean, goodness, it is so detailed. So you can just set the guitar up to your heart's content, exactly how you want to sound. So that is the overview of what it sounds like. So let's just check out a couple of the presets. So this is chorus soak. Just going to hold down a chord, actually. Now that sounds gorgeous. Sounds brilliant. And of course, obviously, because I was playing around the setup, it will not remember the sort of changes that I made, because I'll just load up a different snapshot. So no issues there. Now let's go for dark clouds. A little bit of vibrato on. Electric Mayhem. This is a distorted one. Good opportunity to show off the squeal. Sound brilliant. Let's go for flip the script. Just going to click on this. I'm just actually starting to think if I just go double track and in fact let's go quad and just reload. No, okay, so it doesn't remember everything. It's just double checking because hearing this, I've messed around with these presets quite a lot. I just love the attention to detail. So again, I'm just going to change the pickup. Yeah, so obviously any adjustments you make, you can save as a separate instrument. However, yeah, these are brilliant. Oh, I finally got the colours back. Yeah. There we go. So you can see how it works now. Key switches. So if I just load up key switch, they start appearing. You've got your patterns. And we've got our different noises from the guitars. So let's carry on. It's just beautiful. So these with just palm mute. The effects sound great. Let's go for From the Heavens. Excuse me. So brilliant tones. Liquid Inspiration. Interesting. Sounds brilliant. What I was playing there was, I don't know, like a low-grade version of a famous song. Let's go bring this one down a little bit because it sounds very cool. So Roadster. Probably went a little bit too quiet. Amazing. Rotor touch. It's got that sort of rotary. Bro. I'm only going to play one more. So, triple verb. Love that legato. Yeah, very, very natural. And there we go. So that is the Evolution Indie Rock. I do apologise just for how my keyboard colours went and came back, and I was clicking around up there, but I can't get them back now. And I've done that again. Ooh, I don't know. I'll work it out at some point. But the Evolution Indie Rock just sounds amazing. So Orange Tree Samples have absolutely knocked it out of the park once again. So what we're going to do now, apart from I'm going to read the contact manual yet again, is we are going to check out the Evolution Indie Rock demo that I've created. So I always try and keep things simple. And this is a good indication, not indication, a good representation of the kind of, I'm going to say like corporate music that I may create for a publisher or for a royalty-free track. Because, you know, I've been using the Orange Tree Samples guitars in different styles of music, especially Spaghetti Western. I did look at the baritone guitar a few months ago, and that was amazing. And I just fancied doing something, you know, quite usable and useful. I don't know. Feels like I'm rambling. Anyway, cut a long story short, the composing experience is fantastic. But let's listen to the composition first, and then we're going to talk about that. Thank you. For the composition, I decided to go corporate rock. In fact, I went indie corporate rock, and I love how the Evolution indie rock guitar sounds straight out the box. The presets are fantastic. So I've not really done any tweaking on the 7 tracks that I've used the Evolution indie rock, and in this demo that is the only guitar you can hear. And then I've used the Ricky bass. This is the Orange Tree Evolution Classic Rick bass using the organic fat preset. It sounds incredible. Ever since I've had this bass, I've used it on so many different styles of music. It is beautiful. And then we have Mr. Drummer. Mr. Drummer appears in my DAW from time to time and just plays some classic rock drums for me. So thank you, Mr. Drummer. But let's talk about the evolution indie rock. And it all started off with Chorus Soak. I am a guitarist, and I would happily have got my guitars out, my amp sims, and just played these parts in really, really quickly. But I really, really enjoyed working on my MIDI controller because you have sounds like this at your fingertips. And to have these sounds readily available to you, it just takes all of the difficulty, I'm going to say, from recording your own guitars. Yes, plugging in a guitar isn't difficult, and loading up, like say, an amp simulator or whatever you use, but getting the sound to be perfect, the timbre to be just beautiful, really, really clean sampling, now that is difficult. And you have it, like I say, straight out the box with the Evolution Indie Rock guitar. And then I actually did a cardinal sin. So we've got Hair of the Dog, and I've panned it hard left and hard right. And normally when you record guitars, you'd have hard left, hard right, and then sort of halfway left, halfway right, and then some in the center. But you would record different takes, and I haven't actually done that. I've just copy and pasted the MIDI, but we can just see what it sounds like on its own. It doesn't sound bad, but that's not normally how I would do it, and that's a production thing. The tone of the guitar sounds wonderful. If I just play one ear, so there's our left. If I play our right, it sounds great. And when we have that playing with a Ricky bass and Mr. Drummer, it all sounds lovely, doesn't it? I think so. Then we move on to the next section, and we have a bit of crunch. And again, this is a out-the-box preset that I absolutely love. Again, really, really clean, really, really snappy. I may have added a little bit of reverb, yeah, so I've popped some extra reverb on there. But yeah, sounds great. Just without the reverb, just for context, because it's always nice to compare. It actually sounds better in the mix now without the reverb, but hey, I went for a polished sound. And then we've got cloudy mutes left and cloudy mutes right. And yeah, I have copied and pasted the MIDI, however, one of them is an octave lower, so to the right it's an octave lower than the left. And again, another preset I love the sound of. Sounds fantastic. And I did have reverb on this one, but I did take it off because there's a generous amount of reverb in the preset itself. And then, of course, still got Chorus Soak. So if I just mute the Mr. Drummer and the bass, just so we can hear that section. It's pretty exceptional stuff at this point. And then I realised with the hair of the dog, I was only holding chords. So I wanted to be a little bit more rhythmical. So we have this going on. There we go. And then I'll double that with a bit of crunch to give it some definition. Sounds great. And then for a little bit of lead, I've gone with warped tape delay. And then it goes into the next section. So with the bass, sounds wonderful. And then we have the drums. In fact, I'll just unmute everything. Okay, then the repeated section. So this is kind of like section A again. So after the intro, same chords, really, really simple chord progression, just D, C, and G. I've just realised this song kind of has two classic songs mixed together. Maybe in the comments you can tell me what these songs are. I don't want to ruin it. So the bit of crunch is playing a different melody. I'm just going to play this section through, and I really like how the warp tape delay kind of hangs on the last note going into this section. So I was actually hearing something quite bizarre. So the guitar parts sound fantastic. I'm just going to mute Mr. Drummer. Yeah, so the guitars are flowing beautifully into each other. When I first go to, so I play at the start of the bar, it's almost like I've got a little almost like pause going on. Let's go check the MIDI. Yeah, it's kind of like the drums are ducking out a little bit there. Kind of thing I need to look at really when I do my post-production. But it sounds amazing. These guitars, again, are absolutely stunning. And then we go into the final section. Yeah, sounds great. So we've got the warp tape delay coming back in just to play kind of like a dreamy sort of picked part above it. Now, the ending is just playing a chord. Really needs an extra bar there, I think, of the same chord just holding on a bit longer. But yeah, how wonderful does all of that sound? And it didn't take me too long to write and to compose with. The Evolution Indie Rock just sounds fantastic. And here are my closing thoughts about the Evolution Indie Rock guitar from Orange Tree Samples. I finished the last section by saying the composing experience was fantastic, and I really need to emphasize that because since I've been using Orange Tree Samples guitars, I found myself reaching for my actual guitars less and less, and I'm a stickler for tone, and I love the control that I have when I play my actual guitars in. And the Evolution Indie Rock and the other guitars that I've tried from Orange Tree Samples all emulate that to a T. So you have these wonderfully sampled guitars, you've got all the different controls, you've got the play, you've got the strum patterns, you've got the chords, and then of course you have all the articulations which you can trigger by key switches, velocity, or any other MIDI parameter you want to. So the engine that Orange Tree Samples have developed is absolutely wonderful. And if it means that I'm just using my MIDI controller and nothing else to create these pieces, I'm really, really pleased. And when you do record live guitars, there are, you know, possibly intonation anomalies and different things that can happen, but you just have these pristine, clean guitars ready to go in your DAW. They sound great. You've got all the onboard effects as well, and I did experiment by using some different amplifiers and different third-party effects, but I have to admit I didn't feel the need to. Everything you need is within the instrument, and that is really, really important. So do I recommend it? I really, really do. And Orange Tree Samples have such a wide range of different guitars. You are going to find something that is going to suit your needs. My very, very first one was the Evolution Classic Steel String. It might just be called Evolution Steel String, because I am terrible at recording acoustic guitars, and I had a project where I needed an acoustic guitars, and it did sound wonderful. So I bought that years and years and years ago. Picked up some others like the slide guitar and the lap steel, and they sound brilliant as well. And then we have these guitars that I'm lucky enough to turn into videos, but these are genuinely guitars that I use in my day-to-day composing and my production. So for that reason, the utility, the fact they sound incredible, and you got all of these controls, they are a huge recommendation. All that leaves me to say is thank you once again to Orange Tree Samples for sending over a copy of the Evolution Indie Rock library so we can make this video. And thank you for sending over the 5 licenses so we can launch our Orange Tree Samples Evolution Indie Rock giveaway extravaganza. To be in with a chance of winning one of these licenses, all you need to do is follow the gleam.io link within the video description. Head over there, submit your entries by completing a couple of really, really easy tasks, and then just wait and see if you are drawn out of the big hat as one of our lucky winners. If you like what you heard, feel free to leave a like on the video, and of course drop us a comment. Do you use Orange Tree Sample guitars? Have you put this one up already? Are you thinking about getting another one? Do you like what the instrument sounds like? And while you're waiting for me to reply to your comments, because I try and reply to every comment, please check out our other videos on YouTube. And at the moment, I do mention this quite a lot because there is a misconception, and we get the odd comment saying you got to make your money somehow, and these aren't your honest opinions, but they really, really are, because the whole point of setting up the Sampleist was it's non-profit, no money changes hands, there's no advertising deals, there's no affiliate links. Yes, we are lucky enough to have the support from the developers who send us their hard work, their libraries that they've taken months or years to develop, and all we aim to do is provide information on these libraries for the composing community. And your support means the world to us. So if you've not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button, because it helps spread the word of the Sampleist, and it gives us a wider audience, and hopefully people are really enjoying the content we make. So I'm going to disappear now, and I'm going to say, as usual, keep making that beautiful music, and I hope to see you on the next video. Take care, good night.